running around here at the last second. Apologies. It's going to be one of those days. You know what I mean? So let's get our subscriber mode set. And there we go. All right. Hey, Beth. I low-key don't like you right now because you're at the beach. I have a problem with that. Just going to tell you right now. Oh my gosh. How's everybody doing today? Yeah, I know you're saying sorry, not sorry, right? Yeah, that's where I want to be. You know, they have, I think Allegiant Airlines has direct flights now to, I think it's Gulf Shores. So, yes. Hey, Ramish Chunky. So, I need to start looking into that because I need a break. I need a vacation. I'm just going to put that out there right now. Anybody else need a vacation? Anybody wants to go with me? Let's get in the car and let's go. Yeah, Beth, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out. I got to figure out. I've got to get away. I've got to get away. We're supposed to go this weekend and put together Babyface. Hey, Amy. Babyface swing set, but I think it's more than a swing set. I think it's like one of those whole big wood plate set things. And it's going to be over 100 degrees this weekend. I'm like, we still doing that? Oh my God. All right, guys. So, like I told you last week when we were down in the basement, I pulled items that we looked at to bring to today's sale because that forces me to work on getting them listed. So you're probably from this point on, you're going to see a combination of things. You're going to see things that I've pulled to bring to a sale, and then you're going to see things that I'm just going to have in the bite now because I'd have to do a show every day for hours, and that's not happening. So anyway, I have been adding the salt and pepper shakers to Buy It Now. I'm trying to do a few each week, so you'll see more activity there. So do need to, let me grab my black light real quick. I don't think anybody's playing pickleball right now. Enjoy the view. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I was trying to be prepared, but it's been a week. I'm just telling you, it's been a week. So, all right, let's start off with, yeah, you better move. I'm going to whack you. Sorry, the dog's under the chair and I need to move the chair. We'll start off with the, you think? No. It's just hot. It's building up. Like, I think today is the last mild day. Then we start ramping up to the hundreds. And then I think next week is going to be weird. It's going to be like abnormally cooler, which I'm all about that. Let me tell you. So let's start with, I guess, the heaviest item that we have, and we'll just we're just going to tackle things like that. I have a set of new old stock queen fitted and a flat sheet along with a matching pillowcase. So this is the pattern. It's like a floral pattern. So this is the queen fitted sheet. Here's what the whole set would have looked like. So I have, like I said, the fitted sheet. I have the flat sheet. And I also have the matching pillowcases. I couldn't believe I found the whole set together. You know, how often does that happen? I mean, occasionally I'll get, I think the flat sheet is what I end up finding, but I don't end up finding everything else still in package. So this whole set, I'm going to run at $40 for the complete set. It is for queen, like I said. So we're going to start that. It's running now for 30 seconds. Everything today will go to the buy it now, but I will tell you the price will not be the same. I am giving a price break on the auctions, but once I switch those over to a listing, because I cross post, it's going to be a competitive price, if you will. But you can always send me offers. You know, if you want to, you know, take time to look at those, they're in great condition. I mean, the packages were complete. There's no like discoloration or anything like that in there. And I'm going to apologize for the dog because she hears my daughter moving around. That's just what's going to happen today. All right. Next up, we have this gorgeous Fenton Ruby Red swung vase, hand painted by Kim L. You can see her signature. This is an older piece of Fenton because it is not stamped. It would have had a paper label on it, but I don't know if you can see it with this light, but it has an absolute amazing cadmium glow. You can kind of see it peeking through right there. But she is gorgeous. Let's see, what do we have on the listing? I think I did put pictures of the measurements in there. So yeah, this is 11.5 inches tall. So great for Valentine's, Christmas, or patriotic displays. So this one is going to start out at 22 and it is running now. I just love this piece. I thought it was so pretty. I decided to break the glass up into 2 different shows because frankly, I did not want to ship a ton of glass from one show. If you know, you know. But now's the time. All righty, Gypsy Cat, this is coming to you. It is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. So we'll get that one packaged up. I don't like to ship glass in the winter, so that's why I am trying to go ahead and get some of this glass that I have listed. All righty. Let's look at this little guy. Yeah, it's a beautiful piece. It was like Christmas when I was down there because I was like going, I didn't know I had that. Isn't that how it goes? All right, so the next piece we're gonna do is this little dragonware vase. So, so this is made in Japan. This would have been like 55 to 65 based on this import sticker. Now, most of the time you see the dragonware more on like a porcelain, like a Nippon, but this is actually cased glass. So it's white on the inside and it's cased with the blue. So the Moriagi, which is the raised, if you can see how it's raised on there, is in really good shape. There is a little bit of a call out here, which I did adjust the price for this. And then there's a little wear on the gold rim because that's underneath. It's not quite as noticeable. But like I said, I did adjust the listing for that. So we're going to start this one. It's going to start at $12. It's a gorgeous piece. Not one that you find very often. I think I've only found one that is listed, and it's a stupid price, if you ask me. So you're getting a deal. I'm going to tell you that. I think it was on another platform for like 65, which I was like, really? But, you know, that goes to show when you don't find an item listed, you know, you can make up your own price. But I thought that I would give a special deal on this little guy. So this is coming to you, Susan. It is a beautiful piece. There were no chips or cracks to this thing. So yeah, if you have a dragonware collection, it will be perfect. All right, next up, we have this piece, and I'll have everything bubble wrapped over here. So yeah, it is pretty. It's really pretty. I'm going to bring this one, and this item, I did put a picture of the glow in there. So this is about 9 inches tall. This is a ruby red crackle decanter. Now, I have not been able to definitively, yes, and this is a shocker because I just haven't had time. This is either rainbow glass or Blanco. I could not immediately find it in the Blanco catalog, but it has that look. But Rainbow Glass also did similar items where you have the rough pontil, you have the crackle glass, you have the matching stopper to it. There are no chips or cracks on this. So I know the price seems a little steep, but it's actually low because I have not actually identified it. If it turns out to be Blanco, the price definitely will be going up. The cadmium glow is right on the rim of the top of the bottle, but it's just a beautiful addition to like a barware collection. Or, you know, you could even like use it in your bathroom, you know, to put like bath salts or something, whatever you'd like in there. So, but this is a solid piece of glass. It does have weight to it. So we're going to start this at $40, and it is running now. Absolutely gorgeous. I found this piece in Missouri at like a, it was one of these garage sale type things where it was in an auditorium down in kind of like near St. Joe. And I was absolutely shocked to find this. I knew when I saw it then it was a good piece. And then it got packed in a tub and I completely forgot I had it. So, like I said, anything not purchased today will be moving to hold it, buy it now. Let me find a place so I don't break anything. I am all right. I just wanted to double check, make sure somebody wasn't trying to reach me. Now, next piece. I collect these, but hey, how are you doing? I'm gonna move this to stage. So, this is a Fostoria heirloom opalescent bud vase. These came in a variety of colors. This one is 6 inches. There are no chips or cracks. They would have came in white, pink, blue, green, yellow, and there may have been an orange. So, like I said, I do collect these, but I do have a pink one already. So I'm trying to limit myself to one color. These are a little harder to find. And the prices, sorry, are a bit up there for these because they are a harder to find piece. I love personally Fostoria heirloom opalescent pieces are some of my favorite pieces to collect. So, you know, if you're into antique glass, these are kind of right up that alley. So we're going to run this one. It's going to start at 24. Again, it's just a little bitty baby. I like to do all my swungs and then put little small ones complimentary in there, you know, just to give some height variation to them. But it is absolutely gorgeous. All righty, Gypsy Cat, this is coming to you. And then if I can safely put that one and the Fenton in the same box. I had the Fenton in a separate box because, you know, it's a tall swung, so I don't want anything hitting that. So if I can put them together, I will, but it might come separate, okay? Just to let you know. Alrighty. Then the next piece I have is this little guy. I cannot find him anywhere. Ooh, that will be pretty. I'm a sucker for the opalescent. I am. I can't find this little guy anywhere. This is a Lefton. It is a nightlight. It will come with a brand new cord with it and the light, but I went into Worth Point. I cannot find him anywhere at all. So we're going to start this little guy out at 24. He's a harder one to find for whatever reason. So he is going to start now at 24. Super cute. He reminds me of the Mr. Toodles, but not quite, because I was even trying to find what line, because a lot of Lefton had a line. I do, especially if, thank you for looking at that. Like I said, it'll move to the bike now. For the harder to find stuff, I find it to be worth it. But unless you're selling several items that you're only finding in Worth Point, you know, that's how I would gauge it, you know. I typically sell quite a bit of antiques. That's why, I've been using it. The only thing I wish they would do is I wish they would start getting data from other platforms, because sometimes you can find the comps on Etsy. It's a little harder over there, but I find eBay does not always have the best comps, to be honest. A lot of times people, and I'm not dishing eBay sellers, because I'm over there, but I find a lot of eBay sellers don't fully know what the pricing should be, and they're just looking to get rid of it. So sometimes the comps, when you're trying to comp something, I always say, don't just look at eBay. You need to look across all the platforms to get a better comp. So, alrighty, we get all of these. We're going to move into the jewelry next. So just trying to pull all of these, which again, apologies for not having all of this prepped. It's just been nutso this morning. I barely had time to put my bra on. I'm just going to tell you that. Isn't that crazy? All right. Let's see. Let's start with this piece from West Germany. It is so pretty. Let's get it latched up so I can show you that. I used to live in Germany for years, so I have an affinity for German pieces. All right, I think we have this situated. Maybe working with a multi-strand necklace, trying to get it to lay flat so you can see it. All right, I need Miss Felicia here. I wish she was better. All right, so we're going to move this to stage. No, do not trust Google. I saw Google identify some stuff that I was just like, no, we're not even in the right ballpark. And then I feel bad because the anal side of me will come up, and y'all don't know how hard I hold back sometimes when people are showing things, because I'm like, that's not what that is. But I feel like I don't want to correct people in the middle of their shows, but I also am like, I don't want them misrepresenting something to a buyer. It's just, so I'm still working on my people skills. So we'll see how well it goes. All right. So I have this West Germany 3-strand acrylic beaded necklace with these gorgeous, gorgeous fall colors. I don't want to admit fall's coming. I'm in denial, but it is absolutely stunning. I did test it to make sure it wasn't Bakelite. It did not test as Bakelite, so I'm just going to say it's an early plastic per se, but it is absolutely gorgeous. Look at these different colored beads that are in there, and even those clear ones, they're like that. What do I want to say? It's like kind of like a crystallized effect in them. So it gives much more texture and a variety to it. Yeah, it is absolutely gorgeous. It's in really good condition. A lot of times, you see that verdigris, on the hook and the clasp, but there's your West Germany mark on it. Absolutely stunning. So We're going to run this for 18, and it is starting now. Yes, I will agree. I think it's funny, whenever I'm really, really drawn to a piece, it never surprises me to find out it's either German or Austrian. It's just, I don't know if it's because, I lived there for so long that I just have a huge attraction to those pieces or style, but I absolutely love that. All right. Then next up, I have this, I'm going to do this Kremitz set. And I'm probably not even saying that right. So I'm going to move this to stage, and let me get this on the little earring display. See, and this is what I was telling y'all. I do have to apologize for not having this prepped. I'm working on just a huge work project that just is demanding so much of my time that I end up running around like a chicken this morning. So, all right. So, like I said, I have this Kremitz silver tone necklace set, and this one has like the leaves, and then you have the marquee rhinestones on it. Here are the matching screwback earrings. These are in excellent shape. Kremitz is a really quality product. Sometimes their product was layered in like white gold or gold. So here is your maker mark on this. And this has like, that, what do you call it? The box style clasp where it comes in on it, and then you push it in to latch. So these were like more of your high-end department store pieces. So I have this set starting at 28, and we're going to start it now. All righty. I just think it's a beautiful set. So pretty. And it's just really delicate looking on how they did it. So probably some of the keywords I'll end up putting on this is going to be like bridal. Because to me, it's got a very, like something, somebody would wear if they were getting married, It is a gorgeous set. That's what I was saying. I wish Felicia was here. So, all right. I do have some Christmas jewelry. So I am probably not going to do an all Christmas show. I'm just going to sprinkle my Christmas in, is how it's going to work. So we have this Jerry's gold tone with enamel, red and green enamel on it. Here is your maker mark right up here. This one's in really good shape. So I'm going to start this one at $8, and it is running now. And again, all of this will be moving over to the buy it now. I'm not ready to think about Christmas, so that's why you're not going to see an all Christmas show. I'm just going to sprinkle it in, guys. I did Christmas in July last year, and I got severely burnt out. I'll be honest with you. It was a bit. So kudos to all of you that managed to do it. It was just too much. And I'm not saying I don't have a lot of Christmas, because I do. All right. Next up, I have this really neat little laser cut Santa with the red and green rhinestones circling him. He is well made, but there's no maker mark on him. And I couldn't find another one like him, but you can see how his face and hat are cut out. I didn't either. I did not either. I didn't even want to have Christmas. And that was bad. And I said, I'm not doing that this year because I do love Christmas. I have a little grandbaby now. And it really upset me. But I just didn't even want to deal with it. I think I just got my door tree, slapped it in the corner, and I was like, we're done. So we're going to start the auction at $8. I have been trying to go through all of my Christmas because I am not loving, I'm not lying. I probably have possibly 20 tubs of vintage Christmas. So the goal was to go through it, go through each of the tubs and decide what I want to keep, and then, start letting it go. By the end of July, I was like, I don't even want to look at it. So I did not finish going through all those tubs. All right, next one. This is another unmarked one, but it's really well done. Look at this wreath. So the leaves are all painted green, but then the holly is all the red and green rhinestones. This is really pretty in person. And here's the back, but there's no marking. And I can't find this one either. Is Laura here? I didn't see her. Did she come in? I'm trying to keep up with everybody. Welcome on in, everybody. Like I was saying, all of this was stuff that we looked at last week, and next week will be the rest of the glass. So there was glass that you saw. Expect it next week, plus some other little surprises. So, all righty. So we're going to start this one at $8, and it is running now. I have quite a bit of glass that you guys haven't even seen yet. So, and like I said, now is the time to really get that shipped so that it's not going in the winter. Thank you for looking at that. All right, and the last Christmas one I have, this little guy is cute. He's super cute. Again, not marked. He is a Rudolph. So the outline of his body is all in clear rhinestones. He's got the red rhinestone nose, and then the eye is a black rhinestone. Look how cute that is. I've not seen this one either. So here's the back. Again, not marked. So I have this little guy starting at $12. I didn't even know he was in that bin. When I opened that bin of glass last week, I'm like, good Lord, I thought I had all the jewelry in one location. It's just multiplying. And Beth's like, I'm not surprised. See, what happens, y'all, is people come, like my mother, or it might have been my husband's family, or somebody comes to visit. And before I had the basement set up, there were things in other rooms. And so when someone says they're coming, I'm like, I go buy a bunch of tubs, and I'm just like, everything in the tub. I think that tub 2022, I'm like, oh dear Lord. Anybody else do that? Does anybody else, when someone comes visit, they just shove things in drawers or tubs? And then someday you're like, what's in there? Yeah, there's a lot of that going on right now. Right. I know my mom comes and she just like looking around. I said, trust me, it's not as bad as it was. Right? Right? Oh my God. All right. Next up, we have this Austria Petit-Point brooch, and it's still in its original box, which I don't ever find them in their original boxes. But look at this. It's in great condition. Because it was still in its original box, it has not gotten stained or discolored at all. I just love all this filigree work around it. It's an older piece because you got the stabby sticking out there. And she's big. This is a big one. So we're going to start her. She is starting at 14. And I just think she's beautiful. I'm calling it violets. Could be pansies, but I think it's probably violets. So one of the things I really miss about being in Austria was we used to vacation. Thank you for looking at that. We used to vacation right in where Austria and Switzerland and Germany meet. So you would see the Alps, and it seriously was like watching, Heidi, and who was Sound of Music. I cannot even convey how absolutely stunning those views are. You would swear that it was AI, but I would like, if I were to go back on a vacation, I'd really like to go back to that area. Yes. I could do that. My husband used to go to Myrtle Beach with guys all the time. In fact, one of his brothers got pulled over in Myrtle Beach. So picture this. A bunch of like married guys in their, what was he? Like, I think they were all like in their late 30s, were pulled over, and the trooper comes up and starts the conversation with boy, because in the South, that's what they do. My brother-in-law was like, as soon as Mike told me the trooper started the conversation off with boy, I instantly cringed because my brother-in-law, who was working for Anderson Consulting at the time, said, first of all, I ain't your boy. Needless to say, the phone call I got was from the jailhouse. Just gonna say. And I was like, Michael, you do not, you say yes, sir, no, sir. That is all you say. Yes, they did, Beth. And I was just like, they learned about that Southern hospitality. I'm just going to say that. I just was like, So I tease him to this day. Every time I see him, I'm like, how you doing, boy? That's the way they talk. It's not really a superior. That's just the way. That's the way they talk, you know. But if you start throwing shade at them now they're going to have one. They're going to haul you to jail. So I mean, you got one IT person, one who was more on the accounting side. Then you have one that was an undercover cop in the Midwest. Then you have another one that was like in building and construct. It was an interesting mix of guys. And I was just like, you guys can't get away with what you can get away in the Midwest. You can't get away with that down south. I said, no, Kevin was being Kevin was being a little arrogant, yeah, that's right. He was being salty. He was a little too big for his britches. All right, next up, we've got this little Jerry's red cabochon nose Scotty. Oh, I think he's so cute. He's like so scruffy looking. Exactly. But that's what I tell people all the time. When you're visiting another country, they don't care what you're like. You conform to where you're at if you want to survive. I'm just going to say that. So we have this little Jerry's pen. He's so cute. There's his maker mark right there. And I believe this was part of a scatter set from what I could find, but I only had the one little guy. So we're going to start him. He's starting at $8 and he's running now. He's so cute. It's in really good condition. So now, what's funny is when we talk about it today, he cringes. He laughs about it. But, you know, when you get in your group, I think you're a little braver, you know, than you would have been, say, if he would have been alone pulled over like that. Not to mention, he was not driving, but I'm sure he had been probably indulging, let's say. All right, next up, I have this other little Scotty. He's gold tone. He has rhinestones around his neck and the Jimmy eye, and he feels really nice. I mean, he's a really good size, but he's no maker's mark on him. Now, I did see a variety made by Napier, but this one isn't marked. So I did price him accordingly to, you know, what I felt an unmarked piece should go. Exactly. You know, when my mama got pulled over off the Air Force Base in Biloxi, the guy goes, "Ma'am, this here road may look like the interstate, but it's not." I was sitting there like biting her tongue. Because anybody, if you ever go to an Air Force Base, you have a speed limit to begin with. I think maybe she was going like maybe 5 miles over the speed limit. She wasn't driving like she was on the interstate, but I about died. I was in the passenger seat and I was just like, oh, dear Lord, here we go. Yep. I drive low fly, not going to lie. But I know when you're going through Missouri, you can't drive low fly. You better set that cruise control because Missouri pulls you over like nobody's business. Hey, Alrighty, so we're going to run this little guy. He's going to start for $12, and he is running now. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, I can remember I used to drive back and forth when I was my last couple of years in college. I had transferred to University of Southern Miss from Alabama, and my branch was literally on the beach. So I would drive from that campus all the way back home to Pearlington, Mississippi. And it was a good 45-minute drive. And I kid you, there were days I was so tired because I was working 2 part-time jobs, one over in Louisiana and one in Mississippi, and doing night school. And I would be so tired that these were like the 2-lane highways. And I'll never forget when I turned 18, I was driving home and I passed the trooper going the other way. I saw his face. I looked at my speedometer and I said, oh crap. Well, I probably said something a little more colorful. Sure enough, he did a Yui. That was my 18th birthday present. And my parents were like, well, happy birthday. You get to pay for your insurance now. I learned. Slow it down. Slow it down. All right. Next up, I have this little pendant. Look how cute this is. So this is a porcelain pendant made in Bavaria. Gerald Porcelain is the artist. It's made in West Germany. Here's your backing to that. Now, this would have came in a set. I think it was Porcelain Towns of the World. And Danbury Met did a whole, there was like over 40 in the tray that I could see. But I have this one. They did not come with a chain. It just came as a pendant. But it's absolutely gorgeous. It is numbered as well. And we're going to start this one for $18. I think these came out in the 80s, as from what I understand, but it's absolutely gorgeous. All right, thank you for looking at that. And then save my favorite pieces towards the end. So we have, I have tons of cufflinks, but I have not started going through them. But when we were going through that tub, I did find this set. Check these out. These are pewter swank chest piece cufflinks. So they are done with the mold of like a chest piece. And if you look, it's really hard to see, but it's on, let me see if I can even show it. I may not even be able to show it, but like your maker mark is embedded in there. But these are really nice. So they're not extremely light. So I have heard that women are even wearing these like on their blouses as well. So it's not just men anymore doing the cufflinks. So I have these. They're starting at 16 and they're running now. I do need to start going through all my cufflinks. That's some really cool ones. When I was rounding up all my jewelry, I've been trying to, separate out the menswear and stuff like that so that I can get to things and list them quicker. Because my thought process was Father's Day, Yeah, well, obviously that didn't work. Okay. Next up, I have this gorgeous prong set blue clear rhinestone, kind of in a square. It's more Art Deco. Look at that profile on this. It is absolutely gorgeous. This is why I was wishing Felicia was feeling better, because I wanted to look at some of this. But look at the back. There is no maker mark on this, but I even think you could loop a chain through there if you wanted and wear it as a pendant. But it's kind of like one that you could even wear on a coat. I mean, it's got enough of weight and substance to it. And I think the way they've done that pin, you could easily put it like on your wool coat or something if you wanted. So, or like I said, wear it as a necklace. So I'm going to start this one at 18 and it is running now. Absolutely gorgeous. I didn't see anything wrong with this piece. And like I said, I can't find one like it anywhere. And the Google image came up with some really weird stuff on it. It's just like, what? But I'm just really surprised that there was no maker mark anywhere on this piece. It always frustrates me to get pieces like that. All right, then our last piece for today is my absolute favorite. So this one is a Austria rhinestone clipper ship silver tone. So anybody that is into nautical, military, Navy kind of stuff, this is absolutely gorgeous. Look at the baguettes down at the bottom. There are no dead stones in this, no missing stones. Here is the back. Here is the Austria maker mark right there. On it is very well constructed. It is multi-dimensional as well, which you don't see that very often with some of the brooches. So it's got a very delicate feel to it, but I thought it was stunning. So we're going to start this one. This is going to start at 24 and it is running now. It just really isn't, it's hard to convey how gorgeous this piece is on camera. I think with that multi-dimensional, it just gives it like that movement. So I just love it. It's one of my favorite pieces I've ever come across. And like I said, everything will be moving to the buy it now. Thank you for looking at that. When I put things in the buy it now, they do get cross-posted to other platforms. So if something disappears, then it's because it's sold on another platform. So I do try to bring all of you guys first dibs, best price. That's kind of how I've been running things on my platforms. But yeah, it is. I really love it. I was just like, when I opened the box and I saw that all this jewelry was in that bin with the glass, I was just like, oh my goodness. I was just like, why has this not gotten listed? I use List Perfectly. So, thank you, Nancy. When I do my listings, I do my photos, they all go into List Perfectly. Put all my shipping kind of information. Then I bring them. Thank you, Nancy. I bring them over to Vamp first. And then at the end of the sale, I spend the rest of the week just finishing up all the descriptions. And then I will, with List Perfectly, select what platforms I want those items to cross post to. And that's what I do. And it has an auto delister. So if it sells somewhere else, it will automatically get removed from those platforms for me. And I personally think it's well worth the cost, because not only is it a cross posting tool, but it lets you have an inventory and you've got all your photos. So if for some reason you got, banned from a platform, you haven't lost all of your inventory listing information. It's basically backed up and List Perfectly. So, and then you don't have to retake all your pictures. You know what I mean? That's a huge saver. And anything that you had before on those other platforms before using List Perfectly, you can import that information. So I think it's great. It really helps me at times when I'm like, I think I have something like that. And I can easily search through there and try to find it. So that's what I have for y'all today. Like I said, next week is going to be more glass. It's going to be more jewelry. And there's also going to be some stuff you haven't seen. I wish they would. I have not heard. I know recently the WN got added. So I'm hoping District right behind it, because that would be huge if they would do that. It is a little frustrating. I think that's why I don't cross post as quickly into District. Everything I bring to a show ends up in District. Oh, thank you, Susan. I appreciate that. Everything I bring ends up in District, but things I have listed on other platforms may not be here yet. It is something that, I'm trying to work on, because obviously you want more eyes on it. That is something that, I'm just going to have to start carving out some time every month to revisit some of my stuff before I came onto Vamp and get that brought over. And it might be like Buy It Now format, But alrighty, guys, I appreciate y'all for joining me. Susan, thank you for purchasing those shakers. Those things have gotten some interest, I won't tell you. And a lot of people. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. It's a chore on its own. I think I need to clean my swans and get those set out as well. It's time to do that rotation. It's just, I'm like, I need to come up with a rotating chore list. Maybe I'll start doing Jamie's fishbowl technique. Because otherwise you tend to, I'm like, I don't want to do that today. What can I do instead? Alrighty, guys. I thank you so much for all of your purchases, all of your interest. I can't wait to see you the next time. All right. I will catch y'all the next time. Is anybody on? I'm not sure if anybody is on. Let's see. No, nobody's on. All right, guys. We'll see you next time. Keep an eye out. Hopefully, Felicia will feel good enough to be on. Bye now.